Alright, so when we are adding money, you're still going to start with your ones column. 0 plus 0 and 0. It still gives you 0. And then 5 plus 2 gives us 7. Plus 2 more gives us 9. That would be 90 cents. Alright, counting and adding money. Now on this one, the money is not lined up correctly. So we have to add, when we're adding our money, it's easy to just line our money up from biggest to smallest. So we're going to move them around first. So if we're looking at this line only, we have a penny, and then we have a nickel, and then we have 2 dimes. So this is worth 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent. So 10 is the biggest, so it would have to go first. So here's my other dime. And then, so we have our 2 dimes. Then our nickel is the next biggest, and then our penny is the smallest. So now it'll be easier to add. All right, so then the next line, we'll add them up at the end. So the next line, we have a quarter, a nickel, and a penny. Looking at our next line, we have a quarter, which is worth 25 cents, a nickel that's worth 5, and a penny that's worth 1. So our 25 has to go first. Our penny needs to go last because it's the smallest, and then our nickels need to go in the middle. All right, and then the third one, we have a dime, a penny on the front. This is a penny from the back, a quarter, and then a dime from the back. That's the back of a dime. All right, so we need to order them biggest to smallest. So our quarter would go first. Then our pennies are going to go last. And then our dimes go in the middle because they're worth 10. And then our quarter goes first because it's the biggest. All right, now it's going to be easier to add them up. All right, so we have 10. That's the back of a dime, 20, so 2 dimes, 10, 20, plus a nickel, 10, 20, 25, 26. So the 25 with the nickel, and then plus 1 more would be 26. Okay, then we have a quarter. We have 25 plus 5 more is 30. 25 plus 5 more is 30. 30 plus 5 more is 35. Plus 1 more is 36. All right, and then we have 25 plus 10 is 35. 25, 35 plus 10 more is 45. Plus 1 more is 46. Plus 1 more is 47. All right, so we have 26 cents here, 36 cents here, and 47 cents here. We're not going to add those up. We were just putting them in order and adding them up at the end. All right, review and place value. If I have 3 tens, remember it's hundreds, tens, and ones. So I have 3 tens and 9 ones. That would be 30. 3 tens and then 9 ones, 9. So it'd be 39. All right, if I have 6 tens and 4 ones, that would be 64. No hundreds, and then the tens and the ones. All right, now this one says 3 ones and 5 tens. This one's actually backwards because we're supposed to do tens, then ones. If you looked at this real quick and said 3 ones and 5 tens, you say, oh, that's 35. But actually, it's not. It's 5 tens, not 3 tens. So if it's 5 tens, even though it's backwards, we put 5 first and then 3 ones. So it's actually going to be 53. So you got to make sure that it's not backwards. They're not trying to trick you there. All right, we have continuing counting. It wants to start with 601, 602, or 602, 6, 603, 604, 605, 606, 607, 608, 609, and then 610. All right, if we start back at 610, you want to have, so now once we get to 610, we have a number in the tens place. We had ones, now we're going to have some tens. So we have 610, 611, 612, 613, 614, 615, 616, 617, 618, and so on. All right, now we're going to start back at 631. So if we have 631, 631, 632, 633, 634, 635, 636, 637, 638, 639, 640, 641, 642, 643, 644, 645, 646, 647. All right, and then we have 648, 649, and then 650, and so on. Just have to make sure the 6, when you're doing 600s, that the 6 is always in the hundreds place. All right, we have greatest and least. So in the line of 22, 45, and 19, we've got to circle the greatest number, and then we have to underline the smallest number, the least number. All right, so we have, looking at place value, we have a 2 in the tens place, a 4 in the tens place, and a 1. So which one's the biggest? The 2, the 4, or the 1? All right, so 4 is biggest, so we know that is our biggest number. And then still looking at 2, 4, and 1, which one is our smallest out of 2, 4, and 1? It would be 1. So we underline our smallest, circle our biggest. All right, looking at the next line, we have 119, 109, and then 129. So we got to figure out which one's the biggest. So we look at our hundreds place first. 1, 1, 1. All right, it's all the same. We got to go to the next number. We got to go to the 10 spot. We have a 1, a 0, and a 2. So between 1, 0, and 2, looking at the 10 spot, we know that our biggest would be 2, 129. Because the 2 is the biggest in the 10 spot. All right, and then we're looking at the 10 spot again. We have 1, 0, and 2. So out of those numbers, which one's the smallest? The 0. All right, and then we have tens and ones. We have a 7, a 5, and a 6. Which one is the biggest in the 10 spot? It would be the 7. And then we have 5 and 6. Which one's smallest? Would be the 5. All right, we have adding three double-digit numbers, sorry. Alright, so we have 23, 51, and 11. This is new. You're going to do it the same way. You just have an extra numbers. So you have 23, 51, and 11. So we have to start with the ones column and go one number by number. Okay, so, all right, so we have 3. This is our one column. 3 plus 1 gives me 4. And then 4 plus 1 more gives me 5. So 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 more is 5. All right, now we go to our tens column. We have 2 plus 5 is 7. Plus 1 more is 8. So 5 plus 2 more, 5, 6, 7. Plus 1 more is 8. So we have 85 cents. So you're going to do it the same way. All right, going to the other one. We have 44 cents, 22 cents, and 33 cents. We're going to start with our ones column. So 4 plus 2 gives me 6. And then 6 plus 3 more gives me 9. All right, now that was our ones column. We go to our tens column. We have 4 plus 2. So 4 plus 2 more gives me 6 again. And then 6 plus 3 more gives me 9. So you had 44, 22, 33. They were double digits with the same number, so that's why you have this. You added them the same. So 44 plus 22 plus 33 gives you 99 cents. All right, looking at 3 digits again, we have 21, 37, and 40. 1 plus 7 gives you 8. And then 8 plus 0 leaves you with 8. All right, then 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 4 more gives you 9. So 98 cents. All right, starting with the ones column, you have 4 plus 3 is 7. And then 7 plus 1 more gives you 8. And then over here on the tens column, you have 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 1 gives you 8. So you have 88 cents. All right, looking at fractional parts, I have a circle and it's divided either into fourths, thirds, or halves. So for halves, I have to have 2 equal parts. For thirds, I have to have 3 equal parts, and for fourths, they would be divided into 4 parts. So this one only have 2 parts, 1, 2. So it would actually be divided into halves. All right, and looking at your square, if you wanted to divide that into halves, if you're looking at 1/2, you would actually only color in one of those halves to show 1/2. All right, looking at our square, we have to figure out, is it divided into fourths, thirds, or halves? All right, this has 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, so it's actually divided into fourths. And if you wanted to color in one of those 4, you could color in any one of those squares. All right,